It is, as promised, time to talk about the cricket. I'm delighted to say that Niall O'Brien joins us on the line. Good morning to you, Niall.
Good morning. How are we all?
Flying it. And your comments on Test Match Special have had us all debating and talking about it here this morning. Plenty of interactions as well. If Ireland win, it's the biggest moment in Irish sporting history, not just cricket. Explain yourself, sir.
Well, there you go. Well, listen, I'm fairly young in age, so I haven't seen every little bit of sporting history, but I'm just thinking the magnitude of an Ireland team playing in their third ever Test match against England, who less than 2 weeks ago won the World Cup at Lord's. I just think it's one of the biggest things ever in Irish sporting history. You know, I was reading a lot of the comments and from people, and taking a lot on board, and I looked through a lot of kind of articles and databases this morning because I couldn't really sleep overnight because I was so excited for today's play. And on the survey that was done in 2018, the best sporting moment in Irish history was voted was David O'Leary's penalty against Romania in 1990. So I remember that well, and that was class. Italian 90 was one of my fondest memories as a kid. But if you're telling me Ireland beating England in a Test match at Lord's in only the third attempt isn't better than David O'Leary knocking in a penalty in Italy, well, I don't know about that.
That's exactly what Owen here was saying this morning.
I politely. Some of the sports mentioned, like maybe Dublin winning the All Ireland, like you can't. I love Gaelic football. Don't get me wrong, I love hurling, but you can't equate, a county beating a county is bigger than Ireland beating England in the Test match of cricket. So I take on comments like Ken Doherty obviously winning and Stephen Roach and things like that. Yeah, 100% get that. But Ireland winning Grand Slams, etc. at Twickenham, yeah, 100%. But it's huge. This would be huge. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough day at the office for Ireland today. England are not going to roll over.
To be fair, I did agree with you on that point, at least earlier on.
He's backtracking now.
Hold on a minute. that winning the 5 in a row wouldn't be as spectacular an achievement, but it's just about the sporting moment that it is. And I'm on the fence a little bit about how the English press are writing about this, because my first thoughts when reading this morning saying, England are only focused on the Ashes or they've got a World Cup hangover, my initial thought was kind of backtracking on them, thinking to myself, well, that's just sour grapes, stop taking away from the Irish achievement. But I wonder, does that temper things a little bit, like going up against a team in a World Cup? I mean, both teams are going gung-ho for this. Does the fact that there is a bit of a World Cup hangover and a pre-Ashes feel to this for England take it away from what they're trying to achieve?
Yeah, maybe, but potentially. I don't really care for what England are thinking or their attitude about it. I'm only concerned about Ireland and what it could do for Ireland. So, I'm working with the English media, and they've been full of praise. They've been also condemning England's performance, and England have been very poor. Even yesterday they had the opportunity to put Ireland to the sword, and they relinquished that hold in the game. So, something might not quite be right with England after the World Cup. They might be a little bit focused, not quite on the job, but Ireland have capitalised on that. And you can only be who you're up against. I just think I stand by my comments. I just think it's huge if we can win today in cricket circles. This will send shockwaves around the world, and it will give hope to all the other countries that are kind of making their way in the game, the likes of Afghanistan and Scotland. That there's hope for the kind of emerging nations.
For sure. And like earlier on as well, kind of thinking about Bangalore and how that the level that was at and how that sent shockwaves around the world as well. Like for you, is the Lord's element the big element here? Is it the fact that it is in the home of cricket? That is what creates the iconic moment in your view, as much as England getting beaten by what they would view to be a minnow of Test cricket?
A little bit, not 100%. I think that has something to do. I just think Test match cricket. I grew up watching Test match cricket on BBC, as I'm sure you guys did, and it is the pinnacle of our sport. One day cricket, and this is tough for me to say because obviously I've been involved in some of the best Ireland wins in World Cups, and at the forefront of some of those wins. And my brother has been at the forefront, but winning a Test match takes a lot more hard work than winning a one-day game, and even a lot more work than winning a T20 international. So, winning a Test match, any Test match actually, would probably rank over an ODI win. So, especially The third attempt, it's such a tough game. Test cricket is such a tough game, mentally, physically. Yesterday was 38 degrees for those lads out there playing. They keep coming back and back, and credit to the captain. I thought the skipper Porterfield marshalled his troop brilliantly, and the lads showed unbelievable desire, because they could have thrown the towel in. They could have said, you know what, England are 170 for one here. We're on their back foot. We had a great day yesterday, but it's not going according to plan, and the towel could have went in, but they didn't. They kept plugging away, and this morning there's nerves about. I must say, I spoke with a few of the boys this morning. There's a few nerves kicking around the dressing room, so I'm hoping they can overcome those nerves. Not many teams chase over 175 in the last innings at Lords and win a test match, so if they do it, that's even more credit to the boys.
Can Ireland do it, Niall?
180 yesterday morning when I was on BBC, I said 180. They'll be happy with 180. Well, England have got 181 in front, so we need to get this last wicket fairly pronto this morning, get batting, and there's a chance for someone to make themselves an absolute superstar. If they do win it, and I think they can, it's going to be tough. It's going to be nervy. It won't be a comfortable chase, but I'm backing O'Brien Jr. to be there at the end, 40 not out, winning the game for Ireland.
Just finally, I was listening to, obviously, Test Match Special yesterday. Michael Vaughan was saying that there wasn't much pace, spin, bounce from the Irish attack. It was very much more about poor England side. There been a bit of condescension about the coverage of this Irish side?
No, I don't. No, I work with Michael a lot. I don't think he meant it that way. I just think it's not an attack that England would be fearful of in terms of pace or trickery. There's no wrist spinner. There's no Shane Warne or Rashid Khan. It's an attack that Michael Vaughan was condemning of England's batting. Actually, he said, listen, they should have been dominating this bowling lineup. 85 all out was terrible. He actually felt they batted worse yesterday, because they had good conditions and they had the opportunity to bat big. So, not really. I think Michael Vaughan likes to get the knife in wherever he can for a bit of publicity.
Well, look, I hope we are having the debate about whether or not it is the greatest Irish sporting moment of all time after the close of play. So,
well, yeah, good man. Thanks a lot.
Hopefully, it plays out the way. Niall, thanks a million for taking the call.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers.
Former Irish cricketer Niall O'Brien on the line there, head of today.